Do you have pantry overwhelm? I completely get it, and I'm about to show you why. Hello, everybody, and welcome to SuttonsDaze. If you're new here, my name is Lisa. We are all about pantry preparedness, and for the month of July, we are hosting the Beat Inflation Pantry Challenge, and oh, do we want you to participate in this. So I'm going to be blatantly transparent here. I'm going to show you the chaos that I'm starting with. We've had a few months of just complete and utter chaos, so it's been a lot of shop and drop and just shove it and make room. And today's the day that I rectify that issue. We announced the kickoff a couple of days ago for this challenge, and the reason I'm starting it a couple days early is because there's a holiday coming up and because this will give you enough time to do what you need to do theoretically. Everybody is going to take this at a different pace. Not everyone has a room devoted or, a space devoted. Maybe it's scattered in different spots. So this is an opportunity for everyone to be able to spend a few days taking a look and seeing where we're at. And guess what we're gonna do? I know. It's pantry audit time, my friends, AKA inventory. Grab a pen, grab some paper, grab your project pantry planner. There you go. And let's get going, because this is kind of a big job. I get it. You're going to see how much I get it. And we're going to walk you through all of the different things that you can do while you're inventorying your pantry. Maybe have some solutions for you, some fixes. I'm going to show you issues that we run across and hopefully how we solve them. Oh, this isn't even the half of it. So, in my quest to be blatantly transparent, I'm going to show you the chaos that I am sitting on, and then I'm going to start getting organized. Yes, get ready to take a whole bunch of notes, but this is our starting point, okay? So it's just, I've got cat treats up on the shelf there, and I've got buckets all over the place and stuff stacked up, and I can't even get into that back corner. It is just pure mayhem around here. So it's time to get this straightened out. How many times have you sworn you had a can of diced tomatoes only to dig through your pantry and find nothing? Or maybe you bought yet another bag of flour, completely forgetting the half-empty one hiding in the back? Trust me, we've all been there. We really have. Inventorying your pantry isn't just a chore, it's a powerful tool. It helps you avoid buying unnecessary duplicates. It helps reduce food waste, right? So stop wasting money. How often do you forget items and they expire in the back of your shelves? Inventory helps you use what you have before buying more unnecessarily. Think of the money that you're going to save, right? It reduces food waste because 40% of the food that we buy ends up in the landfill for various reasons. So it doesn't, expired food isn't just a waste of money, it's a waste of resources. Knowing what you have on hand encourages you to use it, reducing your environmental impact. Streamline meal planning. I know some of you don't meal plan, but I'm telling you, you're missing out here, okay? Because when you know exactly what is in your pantry, planning meals becomes so much easier. You can build meals around existing ingredients, saving you trips to the store and creating, it sparks creative cooking. It's less about spontaneity and more about creativity, and it's fantastic. It's a great thing to do, and that's what this month is all about. It is the Beat Inflation Pantry Challenge, so we're here to save money, right? We're going to get creative with what's in our pantry. Definitely helps you avoid duplicate purchases and helps you identify low stock. And best of all, by decluttering and organizing, you'll be surprised at how much more space you have. Remember, you're not just making a list, you're creating a system. Well, we did it. Okay. It took me about an hour and a half to take everything off of these shelves and wipe it all down, wipe all the jars and everything down. We heat with wood, dust is an issue, to organize it and put it back. Kind of put it back differently, if you know what I mean. I have one of those rolling carts, with the 3 shelves in it, and we kept a lot of Phil's Shine projects on that shelf or on that cart, and I decided that I wanted the cart back, so I actually gave him the bottom shelf of this because stuff just got lost down there anyway. Oh, but I made a few discoveries too. What's the weirdest thing you found in your pantry? Me? Rug gripper. Why? I don't know. I have no idea. But yeah, it was in there. Now, the other discovery, I am not surprised at, kinda, sorta. But as I cleaned off a shelf, I saw some foil that looked like it was chewed up. Not a happy camper here. And so I, got right down there and looked at it. And yeah, it was something chewed up. So in all of the stuff that I pulled off, I wasn't looking at it as I was pulling off because I knew I would go over it, as I put it back or recanted it. And yeah, well, I found it. Something came to visit for a short while. And I had a clue a few months ago because Finnegan Begin the Wonder Cat, was on alert in here. I'm like, no, that's a no-go. That's not happening. No. So I got one of the mouse traps, put it in here, and never caught anything and never found any other issues, and Finnegan stopped hanging out. So honestly, it flew out of my head until I found this. Now here's the bummer. This was a brand new, completely unopened hazelnut powder from Azure. It's not cheap, but now it's garbage. Yeah. So this is why we put things in jars. This is why we put things in Mylar and then in buckets. This is why we don't leave things in the original packaging. I'm really hoping this is all it got. Now, much to my dismay, I have to start working on the rest of the pantry. And this corner has taken a hit, right? It just kept stacking up and it got kind of high. So one, I'm going to get those jars out of here and put them down in the breezeway. In order to do anything, I have to pull all of this into the kitchen and start working it back in an organized fashion. This should be fun. So now we're going to look at inventorying. Before we dive in, you're going to want to gather a few tools for sure. Look at, a possible notepad, labels, markers, trash bags for expired items. Hopefully you don't need a big one. Cleaning supplies like a sponge, disinfectant, paper towels, right? There are so many different ways that you can inventory. Low-tech notebooks, grab a simple notebook and go through each category, writing down each item and maybe the expiration date. This is easy. It doesn't require any special tools. The next one is a spreadsheet powerhouse, right? Because I know we've got some Excel girlies out there. I love it. So you can create a spreadsheet on your computer or tablet. You can list the item name, the quantity, the expiration date, even a notes section for recipe ideas or when you need to repurchase, right? Spreadsheets allow for easy sorting and filtering too, which is really nice. There's the tech savvy one, right, where there are various pantry apps available for your smartphone. These often have features like barcode scanning, automatic expiration date reminders, the ability to create shopping lists directly from your inventory. That's kind of nice. You want to remember, though, no matter what, you want to keep it simple. Choose the method that works best for you and that you're most likely to stick with. Because if you're not going to stick with, it does not matter, The most effective inventory is the one that gets done. So, when you're looking at cleaning, you want to look at emptying your pantry. Now, because everybody has different situations, different setups for their pantry, right? I do it by zone, by area, by shelf. So if it's all in one room and you feel like taking absolutely everything out of there, then go for it. But to me, that's a whole lot of work when you can just look at doing specific areas. If it's spread out around the house, then definitely you can do it with specific areas. So empty out that section and you may or may not find surprises. Wipe down shelves with a food safe cleaner. Check for pests or mold. Address any moisture issues that you might see. Wipe down bins or jars that are sticky or dusty, right? And let everything completely dry out before restocking. A clean pantry sets the stage for a smart one. Let's talk about organizing and zones because that's a lot of what I was doing here today. Once you have, your inventory figured out, it's the perfect time to organize your pantry for maximum efficiency. So think zones. Arrange your pantry based on how you use things. For example, keep the baking supplies together, the ingredients for frequently cooked meals together in an easy, accessible spot. Utilize clear containers. Transfer grains, pasta, flour, and sugar into clear, airtight containers. Number one, it helps keep them fresh, protects them from pests, and makes it easy to see how much you have left. Don't forget to label them. I cannot stress that enough. Don't trust your memory. It really won't be there for you. So look at shelf risers and stackable bins. These are your best friends for maximizing vertical space. Shelf risers for canned goods so that you can see everything at a glance. Stackable bins are great for organizing snacks or smaller items. Lazy Susans, if you have a corner, that's difficult to get to, use them for spices, oils, smaller jars, definitely implement the first in, first out system. So when you're putting new groceries away, place them behind the older ones. This ensures that you use the older items first, minimizing waste. We're trying to avoid waste, and we're trying to avoid wasting our money too. Now, eye level accessibility is something I touched on briefly. You want to place the items that you use most frequently at eye level for easy access. Less frequently used items can go on higher or lower shelves. You definitely will find it much easier to keep track of stuff if the stuff that you use all the time is at eye level. Label, label, label. I know I said it once before, but seriously, label, label, label. Clear and consistent labeling is key to staying organized. Label shelves, bins, buckets, containers with the contents, and maybe if you are so, inspired, expiration dates are great too. As you're going through all of this stuff, you want to keep an eye on expiration dates. You want to toss anything that is spoiled or significantly past its, best buy date. Write down how many of each item you have and highlight anything you're overstocked on, because everybody does it at some point. I do it. And knowing, okay, I have this. Why did I just buy 3 more of them when I've already got 15? Okay, so make a mental note, not even a mental note, write it down, because then you are more focused on, one, using that overstocked item, to bring it down to a respectable level, and two, know that it's, it just sticks it in your brain a little bit more that, oh, I don't have to buy any more of that, okay? So make it easy to update so that it actually gets used. Another thing to look at while you are organizing your different zones, right? And when you're cleaning, is to categorize as you go. As you remove items, start grouping them into logical categories. Think about how you use these ingredients. So grains and pasta, think your rice, your pasta, your oats, your quinoa. Canned goods, I have a section for commercially canned goods and for my home canned goods, so that, I have them separate. Baking supplies, if you put those close together, it makes life much easier. It really does. Your herbs and spices, I've got that whole shelf for herbs and spices, so it helps a lot. Oils and vinegars are another thing to definitely group together. Your snacks, crackers, granola bars, dried fruit, nuts, and your condiments. Condiments can get away from you really easily. So ketchup, mustard, soy sauce, hot sauce, dressings, anything like that. Try to group them together. You want to remember to label and date when you open or repackage foods. That's important, because if you're getting it out of, the store container, when I'm talking about dry goods, definitely, put those dates, or at least put the date that you did that onto that container so that you're aware of it. It literally can be as easy as a 10-minute weekly checkup after you get this all organized, which is great. So look at different ways that make it easier for you to maintain the pantry. So bonus tips kind of, for pantry success is to really master your pantry. These are some tips that are going to help you. If they work for you, great. Try them, at least try them. Make inventory a habit. Aim to do a quick inventory before each grocery shopping trip. Literally a 10-minute bzz, it will definitely help you, and it might help you prevent from buying things you already have. You want to use a use first bin. That's like, level up pro strategy here, right? A use me first bin for items that are about to expire. to remind yourself to prioritize them in your meal planning. You want to try to involve everyone in your house. I know you may not think you want to, but it's not a bad idea, especially if you're blaming them for the chaos in there. Because if they are in there and made aware and slightly responsible for the chaos and for fixing the chaos, then, they might understand it more and it might be easier for everyone working in there. So that's one of the great things, for getting the whole family involved. Definitely meal planning around your inventory. That's a big thing for our Beat Inflation Pantry Challenge this month. Before writing your grocery list, take a look at your pantry inventory and see what meals you can make with what you already have. It's a great way to save money and be creative in the kitchen. You want to regularly declutter. I would say don't stress yourself out. Do it every 3 months, quarterly. Just kind of go through there, because even with a good system, it's helpful to do a more thorough pantry clean out and inventory check every few months. It will keep things running much smoother, and then you won't have to devote an entire day to it, hopefully. Don't be afraid to adapt. Seriously, your pantry needs will change over time. Adjust your inventory system and your organization as needed to fit your current lifestyle and cooking habits. It's going to change a lot all the time. In the last, 4 years, I have seen massive changes to how we store, what we use. I mean, it's going to do it. That's just the way of life, So store extras in some hidden zones, but make notes of where they are. So, under your bed, bins, closet shelves, that kind of thing. Because if you have like a whole bunch of extras that are long-term storage, as long as they are properly sealed and contained so that, you don't get any hitchhikers, then storing them in hidden zones helps make things flow a little bit easier. Prep a no-spend week using only your pantry items or your freezer items. You don't have to wait for me to throw a challenge, right? A monthly challenge. We're doing that this month in hopes that, we can learn more about our pantry and get it all figured out and organized. But you can do this, once a month for a week, and it will definitely help keep your pantry rotated and save you some money. And I mean, who couldn't stand to save a little bit more money? I kind of hate to be the one to tell you this, kind of, sort of, not really. But remember, the key to a successful pantry inventory isn't just doing it once, but making it a sustainable habit. By taking a few minutes regularly to check your stock and keep things organized, you will reap the rewards of a more efficient, cost-effective, and less wasteful kitchen. It is a beautiful thing, my friends. Ooh, not good. Yeah. What are your next steps? I encourage you to spend some time this week and begin to inventory. Pick a shelf, pick a zone, pick the entire thing, but start to do your inventory. Start to grab control of your pantry. Remember to use a system that works for you, works for your brain, because that's one of the most important things. If it's not something that you can wrap your brain around or something that you like, then you're not going to follow through. So you need to make it work for you. My system may not be your system, may not be their system. So you have to make it your own. This is the big kickoff for the Beat Inflation Pantry Challenge. Definitely take some before pictures. That way you can take some after pictures. Be sure to share them on Instagram, on Facebook, on the community section in YouTube, wherever. Be sure to include the hashtag #BeatPantryInflation, just like this right here, right? And until next time, everybody, be safe. Stack it to the rafters, my friends.